y'all. Um, Long story short, I'm sad. And this is going to be most likely one of my most vulnerable videos that I've ever made, that I can make, but I've been given a couple truths, Y'all, this is my story, and I know there's a lot of strong opinions that can be around it. The weather is very meek, very rainy, very dreary, and one at a time, I'm coming to y'all from a place of vulnerability, experience, and I can only hope that you hold space for me. And if that space is not held, that's okay, because I am quite currently, for like the past 24 hours, been like holding space for myself. And that can only be done through unconditional love. But I've been really sad. Really, really sad. I wrote some stuff. My writing has a way of speaking from my voice, so hear it out, listen, and yeah, this is my story. Guilt. It made me feel like I didn't deserve anything. From food to love, to forgiveness, happiness, shame. It made me feel like I deserved to make myself throw up, harm myself, to cut myself. It made me feel like I deserved to die. I deserved the disrespect. I deserved hate and all the bad that was coming to me. I thought that this was something that I needed to take to the grave, that people would hate me and call me a molester. In reality, I hated myself and wouldn't allow myself the act of acceptance or forgiveness, for I thought what I did was unforgivable. I've come a very long way to be admitting all of this and giving light to my demons, starting with wanting more authentic and intimate friendships and realizing that I wasn't those things to myself. Realizing that I was letting this and everything that has happened to me thus far for me till now hold me back like a comforted excuse of self-pity, of stagnancy blocking me to my full potential, because I didn't even deserve to realize her or see my full capabilities. To see what could transfold if I shed light and let accountability be felt. Acknowledging the events and how it all came to be. Acknowledging how I felt about all of it. Guilt, sadness, anger, shame. I held my shadow and felt everything that I was resenting for so long. Putting my ego aside and apologizing to all that I've hurt. Holding myself and sharing the same unconditional love that God holds for me. 5 months ago, I told myself that I loved you unconditionally and felt nothing but remorse. Now, I tell myself, and I tell myself that I love myself unconditionally, and I feel the warmth of my words from my heart. Sorry. No, fuck it, I'm not apologizing. This is like the heaviest thing that I can possibly talk about that's happened in my life. And it branches into so much. Like, so I'm not gonna apologize. If y'all see these tears, you see it. And it's I'm actually sad because it's like I feel I've been feeling sad, and I've been feeling sad without the tears until I speak it out loud. Like, I feel like everything has been happening within my brain, and this has been months coming on, years coming on, and to finally be at a place where I am not only speaking about it, but I am letting myself feel and be authentic and share my story regardless of what anybody else might say, knowing that I'm not the only one. It brings a lot of emotions, you know? But moving on, I wrote, I didn't deserve to have gone through any of this, just as how no one deserves to endure any of this. But these are my cards, and I know I'm not the only one. Can't be the only one. For the people that relate to anything I said today, I am so sorry. I know this is heavy, and it feels like this is how you have to feel for the rest of your life. That this is your punishment, this is your result. I'm here to say that you deserve so much more. You too deserve to feel the opposite end of the spectrum and be authentically happy. You deserve to learn and to live. You deserve to grow and to love. I was able to do it. I'm still in the process of doing it because it never ends. Clearly. Bitch, you're crying. But love, unconditional love, true love, understanding and compassion is the only way how. This is my story, a different storyline, not spoken upon much, and I know there are similar stories. Child molestation needs to be talked about more. So let's talk about it. So, like the last sentence said, child molestation needs to be talked about more. So let's talk about it. Over the years, I'm 21 years old right now. And over the years and friendships that I've had, I know I'm not the only one that has endured the concept of a child touching another child or a child being touched by another child. I've heard it from over 6 times by now from people around me. Yet, as I was holding all my guilt and shame within myself, I felt like I was the only one that had endured something as fucked up as this, because it's called what it is. It's fucked up, you know. And that's why it needs to be talked about more. You know, it's fucked up, and it brings upon so many emotions, and it's some shit that, like I said, like I was willing to take to the grave. Like there was so much that will lead you into doing and whatnot, and it's like, in my 21 years of life, I've endured a lot. 8 years of this life, I don't recall it. But I've been touched multiple times by family friends, by a babysitter, child, by other children. And hurt people hurt people. The cycle continues until accountability is felt, until something changes, and the cycle, like I said, continued, and it resulted in me touching other children. Worst of all, I have hurt my younger brothers with this, and that's a lot. Yeah, that's a lot. And all I can ask for now is for respect. And if you don't get it, you don't get it, you know? And there is no excuse for what I did. And I have come a very long way to learn that although I can still feel remorse, which is feeling moral regret or the morality of things while not regretting what had happened. If I could go back, would I change it? For the longest, I said yes. But I know that every single thing that has happened to me up until now, every single thing that I've caused up until now has framed me and made me into the person I am speaking. The person has made me into the person I am right now speaking to this camera. And it hurts me so much to think and to know that I am not the only one feeling all that I have felt. And I thought to myself, you know, as I went on my whole spiritual journey, as I went on my whole awakening and acknowledging that I no longer want to feel stuck. I no longer want my past to hold me back. I no longer want to feel this guilt or shame because I know who I am right now and I am not that person. I hurt others because I was hurt. I acknowledge that fact, and that doesn't lessen the load of the hurt that I caused. That being said, it will only be an excuse to continue sitting within that hurt and convincing myself that this is what I deserve and this is all that I need and this is all that I ever will be. When in reality, my heart feels differently and my mind knows differently. There was a point where the friendships and the general relationships around me didn't feel like they had enough love or didn't have the love that I needed. It wasn't as intimate that I would like. It wasn't as authentic that I would like. And I ended up letting those relationships go. The Lord put me by myself, and that's where shadow work and looking into the parts of myself that are quote unquote hidden, that are not surface level. And one of the main questions were, what is something that you regret, that you wish would not have happened? What is something that happened and you felt all these things that you didn't deserve? Success, you didn't deserve love, you didn't deserve compassion, you didn't deserve anything good, that you only deserve to stay within a bubble of all things bad. it was like a fight between, I know I'm a good person, or I feel like I'm a good person. I try to do good. When it comes to my moralities, my morals, and my values, I hold such a moral high ground. But a part of me felt like a hypocrite because this very drastic thing happened in my past and nobody knows about it but me, and it felt like I was living a lie. Well, now anybody can know about it, right? But it wasn't even the part about nobody else knowing about it and only I knowing about it. But it was a part of me not extending myself to let others know. Me convincing myself that this is all that I deserved. It was a fight, an internal fight, which led me to feeling stagnant. I was thinking that I felt that all these things, all these people, all these friends, these family, these circumstances were holding me back physically. I physically felt the weight holding me back, and I needed to let all of these things go in order to start walking forward with my life. Because ever since I was young, luminescence, but ever since I was young, I've always dreamed. I've always been one of a imaginative dreamer. I've always had dreams, and I deserve to fulfill each and every single one of those dreams. Yet a part of me still felt that I didn't. So I had to sit down with that part of me and tell her that it's alright, that I needed to feel all of those parts. And again, it's taken me eons to be in front of y'all right now. But I'm going to end this off simply by saying that if you relate to anything that I have said today, damn, fuck. But if you have related to anything I've said today, I'm sorry and I love you. And I feel you, and you deserve to continue walking. This doesn't have to hold you back. You deserve forgiveness. You deserve to be held. You deserve to be heard. You deserve to be felt. You deserve accountability. The people that you've hurt deserve accountability. Put the ego aside and do what is best for you, because that is the only way that you can proceed with your life. Start loving yourself little by little. Start loving yourself, not just the light. Start loving the parts that you don't talk about. This was a little bit of me. This is part of my story. Thank you.